don bring mixed feeling and debate among Salon people as dem consider Kai as one of the most experienced and best player for the country inside the past 4 years, with 4 goals inside 27 game dem wey e don play for Salon. Though the SLFA no give reason why dem drop Kai out of the squad, but plenty talk don dey go round say na because of Kai in Facebook comments dem after the appointment of Silas Tete as head coach of Leon Star, and sef in comment on Musa Tombo in issue. Other people believe say Kai Kamara no get good relationship with Silas Tete and the leadership of the Salon Football Association. This and other rumor dem dey go round for sake why the Salon Football Association drop Kai Kamara as dem still dey wait for the FA for official reason. From Rabat, Morocco, for the Society for Radio Democracy, Musa S. Kamara.
We continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. And today na the program, as una earlier, from one power headlines to read them. The agriculture sector, now one way plenty people believe, say, if government give more attention to, it go able for reduce angry and pass mark poor na the country and self-help for boost the country in economy by way how government go concentrate and make new strategy them for help boost the agricultural sector. President Bill inside a new direction manifesto, he talk plenty thing them where he say if he be president for Salon, he go implement them for ensure say he boost the agriculture sector. One parent here where he talk that the manifesto now for encourage local bank them for give money to the private sector for let them begin invest in agriculture. And self he promise for revisit the policy and legal framework them way for make the agricultural sector attractive and encourage all deputy minister, member of parliament them for begin do farm work so that themselves go own them, farm them for help reduce past marpo and angry na the country. Well, at the studio this morning, over 1 year, where President Bio don dey na office and he appoint him as Minister of Agriculture, wetin he don do for ensure say all them promise here wey dey na President Bio in new direction manifesto, they're able for do am and boost the agriculture sector. We get Joseph Jonathan Dynema, wey na the Minister of Agriculture. He will can give you updates on the improvements them where it don't make na the agricultural sector and how attractive you don't try for make this sector for let people them go into farming. Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, as you stated earlier, the agricultural sector now one way plenty people believe say if government focus pa and encourage people for going to farming, it go help for reduce the anger in the country and save the past mark po way plenty people believe say in a Salon and boost the country in agriculture sector with 10% allocation of the country in budget to the agricultural sector. For me be a minister na this ministry over a year now. Waiting are some of the changes them where you're able for make the overall.
Well, thank you very much. 98.1. We for the past 1 year we don't do quite a lot with respect to the president in proclamation and instruction for agriculture become one of the pillars that we will drive the engine of the economy of Sierra Leone. And indeed, do not make mistake, because if the mining sector don't let we down, agriculture is sure, quite sure, absolutely sure, if we turn attention there. One, investment. Two, the willingness of the people themselves, so that we're involved in agriculture. Waiting at the thing that we don't do. When we don't come, we look the landscape, how people that be done they do, they approach food security and make the country attain food self-sufficiency. We look at them critically with all the expertise, and then we came up with a robust plan. We call them National Agricultural Transformation Plan 2023. That plan did not lead we to, and what we want to achieve by that plan, we want to achieve at least 50% reduction in the importation of rice when now we staple food. So that now we target 50% by 2023. We will get more than that, but we cannot afford to get less than that. So all what we put in place from where we get and there, we don't talk with bilateral partners. So we don't already secure up to over $200 million. That one has been agreed and signed. So that nine will they use now from the bilateral donors for boost agriculture, targeting smallholder farmers. Because most of the people in the rural areas are farmers, 80%, if not more. So we try for take care of that sector so that we get resources. We will work with them, support them, so that we're able to get work towards that achievement. Secondly, we try for get we work with private partners, private partnership through the PPP arrangement, so that we go encourage private investors for come and invest. And so far, we don't get 3 solid private investors there. We did at the verge. In fact, 4. We did at the verge of. If it's coming 5 of them. We did at the verge now of beginning some of the investment.
So now look at the National Action Plan where you talk about what you say by 2023 on our cut down the importation. One would say 2023. You know, things in a long time.
No.
Looking at how access to your local staple food be a challenge. One and not do something where will be actualized quick where everybody will begin say.
No, agriculture is not something where the way we do now, the population 7 million. And waiting we get down for they get up to that. We don't go say we did in a rush. No, we cannot. Because if we plan properly, we plan sustainably. That means we not go, we produce this year, but next year we begin drop again. We make we plan so that once we achieve that, we maintain it. So then we say that is our target. I mean, when you plan, you target yourself. Understand? So 2023 that means we are not going to wait until 2023. It is going to be progressive. Even this year, there are more farms this year than last year. More people farmed, more area cultivated than last year. And we step that up when it comes to 2020. We step it up every year until we get to 2023. We'll go say, okay, let's look with report card. But every year we look with report card. So it's a progressive thing.
If you align government priority area them after education, one way will come to mind now the agricultural sector where now one of the engine them to the economy, and where the president take up office as president in waka them we don't do to different nation them. Also say be go na China where you save na part of the waka day. Also I meet with different Chinese company them where they into farming, and through the Chinese government to be make a request for let them say come na Salon for can begin invest in the agricultural sector for make it attractive. Let's say Sierra Leone and they know say farming now one way go able for bring plenty couple to them and reduce past mark angry. How far within different agreements then the way the president now in Waka been do with then Chinese company then they?
Well, some of them they don't come, we don't talk, and some of them we do by negotiation, and some of them we are working together for do some implementation. Now we've been talking with the seed sector because one of the things where they boost agriculture now the planting material. So the Chinese company then say they come, they don't come, we don't talk, we don't make documents, then they come for make we look at that sector. Then the production sector also. Another one day we then serve, then they come. We don't then they go na the Rombe area, that's a put local Cambia area. We then serve, then they in town right now. So they are working on that so that at least then we'll start work for boost that part of the country, the agricultural sector. Apart from the Chinese, we have the Turkish group. You see, we have been talking about Tomabom. We have the Turkish group. We then agreement already now, so that at least then we'll go into action later this year. for 54,000 hectare in Tomabom. They will get the Belgium, who are also interested, and they have come. They not come. We don't negotiate. We very quite advanced. Then we get the Germans. They get with their own technology. In fact, then we are working on. I don't think they're at the side. We don't talk to the land people. We don't negotiate. So all these plans are in place. We go put you in a position by 2020, 2021, with production go down there, we go put you in a position so we will achieve the target.
Continue for the week. In name na Joseph Jonathan Nanema in the Minister of Agriculture. Idea for giving more updates, but the improvement and change them way it don't make na the sector for over 1 year now. The program na Good Morning Salon, and now na time for logo for a break, and after that the program they continue.
Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile App, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office like you not get the account number. Buy Ed-Salite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You no need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all you supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
Commercial Bank. We continue with the program Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today in the studio, we get the Minister of Agriculture, Joseph Jonathan Danema. There this morning, they talk about how it on the work for help the agricultural sector improve, for reduce angry na Salon, and safe make this particular sector attractive for let people go into farming. But 1 year now, where it don't take up office. If you get question for them, send them to the number 077-981-981, or if you watch me on our Facebook page, ask question to the Minister of Agriculture. There this morning, it go able for answer all on our question them. Mr. Minister, let we look at rice. We talk about earlier the rice production. We all know rice now one part we staple food them, and now import to the import rice come na the country in as much as we get land, agricultural land them for let we begin plant to rest them where would they eat na the country. And looking at how the economy they go now, the rice price they go up every day. The imported rice, importers then they increase price every day. When you talk to governments, then go say the importer they are not they even pay taxes for the rest the money they bring, but yet still the prices then they go up. Now as agriculture minister, how you go assure the people of Sierra Leone say you go use the budget what government they give you for begin encourage farmers them for produce huge rice we go able feed the country?
Well, definitely. I mean, government is government. Whether government budget or the one who negotiate with donors or the one who we work with private sector, everything come together. Now we resource mobilization strategy that go help we, and so far very good. We know, we are aware of the sensitive nature of the rice self-sufficiency. We know that one, and it has been there over the years. And if we look back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, we used to produce rice and export. So why did we stop from 80s coming up? So that means something went wrong.
You don't able for sit down and try for reflect back waiting upon where the country tap for produce then your rest and they eat and even export now that country then?
The answer is very simple and straightforward. Mismanagement, bad governance, misplaced priorities. So if you have a government that works with foreign people and the foreign people wants to make quick money and by bringing in the commodity make quick profit, yes. But if you have a government who believe in itself and want to have a sustainable economy, especially your staple food you produce in country. So that has been the reason why we slipped off over the years.
You know the reasons and get answer to them. What you don't do for change the narrative?
Well, what I don't do, well, not to me one, the government. What the government don't do? First of all, one of the main reasons has been very limited resources to be invested in agriculture. That's why we don't go on the offensive. We don't get resources. We'll go able to invest in agriculture. Then secondly, we don't map out and work with our partners for get laudable program or project we go yield a dividend. Waiting we plan for, waiting we they do still we not get yet, is to forget the people along with us. Without the people coming along, it's going to be tough.
So looking at that point, so we don't make clear, get the people along with us, especially local farmers. Them, how well you don't try for empower them farmer, involve them in things they will make, then get the courage and motivate them for go into farming. Because most local farmer can always get issue with challenge, access to plant and seeds, store another one day.
Yeah, surely it's not only local farmers. This, you see, I always tell people the problems of Sierra Leone over the years has so much compounded that one sector not go able to solve them. Not only local farmers, even you sitting here, we have to be involved in agriculture at all levels. We have to grow what we eat, and we eat what we grow. If we get that mindset, then we can make it. I mean, I see a lot of young people, especially men, riding Okada in all over the place. I mean, that cannot work. It cannot just work. They need to be on the farm. So therefore, what we are going to do as government, we are creating the enabling environment so that they can go there and farm. Secondly, His Excellency made a proclamation that everybody will one day in politics or public service, you have to be a farmer. So that
Una don't honor that proclamation day.
Yeah, of course. I mean, what the ministry has done, we came out with a blueprint, what the people can do, so that we distribute to everybody. It's accessible in the ministry of agriculture.
You still don't honor the president in proclamation. How many minister or deputy minister or member of parliament them we get farms where you know of?
Well, it's quite a number.
How many?
It's not many yet, but I can count about 20, 30 with real farms.
So over here now, why most of them not all involved into farming, as that's now one key thing where the president be focused on?
Yeah, because it's not all that easy to get into farming if you have not been involved. So those that have been involved, they have stepped up their involvement. Those that have not been involved, they have started. They've come to the ministry for advice. We send them to our district offices, because in every district we have expertise, we have agriculture people. So, and then we have printed a blueprint. So I know the next season we will have a lot of people
so you
involved.
talk about the agriculture sector now, one way most people can involved in, but way you look back, the one that we already did it, they always complain in terms of planting or the different seeds that they can need for plant store, another facility the way for make them go into the sector. For young people the way they call upon for say let they involve into this agriculture sector, you think so you don't make a more attractive way for make people look upon themselves for say I want to go into farming? We already the one that we did get a lot of challenge with the face.
Yeah, we are in the process of making that. I mean, that's why I've been talking, we create the enabling environment so that anybody you can go and farm. Now one of the programs we will do is Farm Services Center. We call it Farm Services Center. We create in each district. So at that center, you get machines, you get fertilizer, you get seeds, you get people there where they take care of those machines. You get off-taker arrangement. That means if you plant, you have you can bring and candy, they buy straight away. So these centers are there. So you now Even you sitting in this studio, you can apply to that center and do your farming so that you have those facilities. But before this time, those facilities are not there.
All right. Quickly, Mr. Minister. Earlier, we talk about honoring the president's proclamation. We make say anybody we want go into politics or all government position, if we're going to farming, and you say 20 or 30, you colleague minister them, you know of them, we already get farms.
Not only ministers, but also other civil servants.
Okay, you can quickly, for the clarity for listener them, then 20 to 30 public servant there we say then get farm. You can just state some of the area them where their farms then they.
Yeah, of course. One of them is me sitting here. The second one is His Excellency the President. If you go to Team Usogwini's Chiefdom, recently you saw him in the social media, over 400 acres of rice. And that's if you with high yielding varieties. And when they harvest, there is a lot. I have a farm in Bure, Port Loko district. If you go there, you see it. My deputy has a farm in 2 places, in Moyamba district, in Tonkolidi district. I know of the financial secretary. He has a very good farm which he has laid in Kailan. A lot of them I know.
Now nothing no more make up of that number the way you say.
No, not with 3 no more. These are examples. I cannot narrate and explain and call everybody's name here.
Okay.
But what I know is over 20 that have responded. But the others, in fact, it's more than that. The others, they are doing 3 crops. Because, for example, I know of the Deputy Minister of Water Resources is doing coconut and other things in the western area. I mean, quite a number of them.
Mr. Minister, let's look at things the way we they produce. What are the percentage of your agricultural produce currently in the country? We will say, because we know say the rest still get challenged when our staple food. But apart from that, what are the other thing the way you will say this now waiting with the produce to the agricultural sector?
Well, if I begin with rest, we they produce only 30% of what we did now. Understand that? I just for give you an idea. The rest of the 70% with the important. But other crops then they will they produce. We're very interesting. For example, cassava. Would they produce a lot of cassava? Would they make gari? Unfortunately, only gari would they make. There are a lot of products where we will get out of cassava. But we'll come to that. We are working on that so that we improve that. Then we have ginger, we have sorghum. Sorghum is that one of the crops and we get ready market. For example, Sierra Leone Brewery, they buy everything. In fact, it's not enough. Other crops and the other very serious and important crops, these are the 3 crops, the coffee, cocoa, cashew. All these will develop their sector then they.
Okay, continue for day with 3. I'm Joseph Jonathan Danema, Minister of Agriculture. The program Good Morning Salon, they continue.
And we look at another story inside the program. The National Civil Registration Authority, now the institution were responsible for the national ID card and other identification documents them to Salon people. For make Salon self-reach international standard for the digital business, the President Dr. Julius Maada Bio don't pull the national digital identification platform Nado. We go make Salon people and get biometric ID card. Also, the President say this system will affect corruption and clean government payroll. We reporter Usman Kamara been there at this ceremony outside the President be the pull Nado this system and he gonna report.
Last year, during the state opening of the 5th Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the President Dr. Julius Maada Bio been promised for support the National Civil Registration Authority for give digital identity card to all Salon people. Wednesday, August 21st this year, the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, don't pull the National Digital Identity Platform NADO. Mohamed Masakoy, na the Director General for the National Civil Registration Authority, start for explain how this system important.
Excellencies addressed at the state opening of the first session of the 5th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone, that your government will increase support to civil registration and identity management system to improve security governance for development in the country. The objective is to put to an end to paper-based credit reference check and promote digital identity reference that eases burden of time, resources, inconvenience, delays, social exclusion, criminality and impunity characterized by identity fraud in Sierra Leone. Beyond this is to enhance improved access of beneficiaries and authorized institutions digitally to access services that include financial inclusion.
We be pull the National Digital Identity Platform NADO. The President, Dr. Julius Madabio, say with this system, it will make people get access to loan and other facility them.
Government ministries, agencies, and departments, private businesses, and public service institutions, schools can now all know a citizen digitally with a unique digital identifier. Citizens can now establish credit histories and improve their access to financial and other foundational services as healthcare, education, and other e-services. For the first time in Sierra Leone, there is now a pathway for farmers in the rural communities, for instance, to access capital needed to invest in their farms, and made it possible to access and deliver economic and other opportunities to every Sierra Leonean.
President Bio continues to say the National Digital Identity Platform go help fight corruption and save clean government payroll system from people we can interfere with them.
The National Digital Identity Platform is another game for governance. My government's fight against corruption, waste, and mismanagement continues unabated. In 2018, we used the biometric data from civil registry to remove 1,000 ghost workers from the national payroll and pass those cost savings to educating our children and hiring more health workers and teachers. This National Digital Identity Platform now provides us with a proactive medium through which our public institutions can verify identities with certainty, thus significantly curbing corruption and graft in government payrolls.
Security. Now one big challenge na different institution them. We make a be asked the representative for Kiva, Sean Duff, we say they don't put proper system in place for make people not go tamper with this system.
The identity credentials are still maintained by the NCRA. The National Digital Identity Program places those credentials on an identity wallet that's secured on the blockchain. So it's really the most secure technology available for protecting the confidentiality of user identities. And it's important to note there too that what's unique about this platform is that it allows the user to expose only those credentials that are necessary to complete a KYC transaction. So I think that the tremendous potential of this platform, Sierra Leone, is to really enable a broader digital ecosystem.
Inside this launching ceremony, different ministry, departments and agency, together with international body, may they around for give support to the National Digital Platform. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
Better don't come. A Union Trust Bank again. Your Salon Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, na Salon for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme, ide. We branch and they all love but na Salon. Bokono kenema, we dey. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we dey. Jala free town Lonsa, we dey. And my 91, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank, na Salon for me and you. Union Salon Banco, Union Trust Banco.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get Joseph Jonathan Daneman at the studios and at the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. There this morning they talk about some part the thing them where governments they do for encourage people for begin to farming as agriculture now one part the engine them for boost the country economy. Mr. Minister, earlier will be talk about the rice when a staple food and how people go come into farming for increased rice production for make Salon people begin eat within then they grow in the country and tap rice importation. In as much as the government they encourage the citizens them for go into farming, but the agricultural equipment they again now one we need for be available to the people them so that they go able for continue with their farming activity them. Some other country they will depend in agriculture. You dey see the government they partner with private sector and invest in agricultural equipment them. Una as a government, how best not don't try for bringing the private sector for invest in agricultural equipment and for boost the agricultural sector?
Well, yeah, we as a ministry, that are one of the areas we've been saying is one of the enablers. Now we plan, we see past we get them before we go make a difference in production and productivity in agriculture. So, you get machinery. I talk just now about farm services center. The private sector, the local private sector, that one they with the Salon now, that they find and difficult for make them come wholesale. So government no they sit don't wait for them. In as much as we are talking to private sector from outside. So we want for start for do something. Government itself said don't make investment in machinery. So this farm services center we will set up in each district. Now I get for now the game changer. Because inside here you get machine. Because agriculture now you not go able to do them without machinery, without irrigation. That means you get for make sure minus rainy season, dry season say they produce your crop. That means you need for control water. So all the things and they inside the farm services center will they try for put there. Why would they go towards that? Why would they set up the farm service center? Government in itself, through His Excellency the President, then give permission for me to buy 150 tractors and equipment and harvesters.
When?
The procurement process is on. We very soon we award the contract, and towards the end of the year, those equipment will be here. They will set up. That's they prepare now for next planting season.
The equipment then go there, Mr. Minister. Not so today we begin government they bring farming equipment in the country for farmers them, but the allocation can be problems. How government go ensure say una allocate the machinery to the right people them we willing for go into the farm and do production?
Well, I mean we do things differently. People they may not come with machine, then go give politicians. We know they give machine to politicians. We they give machines to farmers. They want they would approve say that farmers we go make good use of the machines. By the way, we not they give machines so no more. Now I make us say then center they go there. The machine they go there. If you want for farm, can apply. We take note GPS of your farm, then we give you the services.
So now that will be the procedure for
yes,
people.
Yes, it get for be the procedure because at that center we get mechanics. You not get for border for go buy parts. We get spare parts. We get mechanics. We get extension people. If you tell we say I get 500 acres, the 500 acres now they go plow and prepare. We give you the cost. Then you get for pay with the cost. Understand? Or pay the center the cost. And all these, if eventually now the private sector, if we start them, we they hand that over to. If the private sector start them, it go deal with them.
So in terms of talking about the private sector, we get to young in this country we already don't show interest into farming. How well you don't give them the space and call them on board so that una go work together, because some way you don't say we just don't able to private investor them where they come from another country.
Well, first of all, if you can remember last year, the first port of call was to organize a meeting at Miata Conference inviting all of our local private sectors involved in agriculture and not involved in agriculture to encourage them to invest in agriculture. We had that meeting, we did follow-ups. And the result has been that you get very few who are really passionate and they are involved in their private sector that are bringing in seeds and planting materials. Private sectors, we dey try for privatize now fertilizer. Government not get for buy fertilizer again. Through the Fertilizer Act, agency they already within the Ministry of Agriculture, where they regulate anybody. You as a business person, you can say, okay, give me license. We give you license, bring fertilizer, the correct one in the area of seeds.
Production and productivity in agriculture sector is very key. For you, say we don't come, which exactly don't be your focus, because in the past administration the young key focus now be production and productivity, and we be see outside them be they empower local farmer them all over now all districts now the country. For you being the minister for over a year now, what you go say don't this now don't stick and focus on for let you actualize food accessibility and affordability?
Correct you for say the past government never handled production and productivity, because we met, for example, in rice, 0.5 to 1.5 tons per hectare. That is the yield.
But they do the thing for make the production and productivity.
Where the result, you see, for us, we look at result, the outcome, the output. That's why it doesn't matter what you do, but what you get, we go create impact, we go make a difference. So the impact, the result, now they tell you now, 0.5. Ask anyone, check any statistics, 0.5 to 1.5 tons per hectare. And that is abysmally very low. We cannot get any rice food
let that be lifted. Let not be saying as something no more you go don't talk or plan.
No, we have done it. We said it and have done it. That's what we do. Anything we say, we do it. Now, we brought in for this season, because we are not in a position to produce high-yielding variety. Now, through our research and private sector involvement, what we have done, we brought in over 700,000 metric tons of seeds, pure seeds, some from Vietnam, where they give we 7.5 tons per hectare. Then the other one from Burkina Faso, where they give we the same 5 to 7.5. The other one from Nigeria. So we brought it. The first batch came and met this season, and we distributed that one. Then secondly, we brought what we call foundation seeds. Foundation seeds, these are seeds you can bring, you multiply, where they give you the same effect. So that is number one. Number two, we encourage people, what the ministry has been doing through the ABCs. We distributed tractors, some tractors, we gave to farmers. Some of the farmers have tractors, and that helped them to increase their area of operations. And with the high yielding variety, we are expecting a higher productivity.
All right,
so that's just for the start.
Continue for the week in the studio, Mr. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Joseph Jonathan Danema. Quickly, we take this short music break.
Food na the table, wall. Now so the youth them say, food na the kitchen, wall. Now so the mommy them say, food for the hungry, wall. Really not be one for tell you, food na the table, wall. Voice of the people. so the mommy then say, food for the hungry, food for the hungry. Oh, really no be one for tell you, but food na the table, food na the table.
That na song title Food na the Table where jungle leaders then do na the program Good Morning Salon. Would they come back to the studio guests, one of the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. But quickly, let me take this short commercial break.
GhanaSongs.org.
They causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look in block them where them beat for them, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen, me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It's like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want you concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na online shop and building material store na the one whole country.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get Joseph Jonathan Danema, when the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security in the studio. They talk about some part improvements them where it don't make na the agricultural sector and say how we don't encourage citizens them for invest in agriculture. Mr. Minister, we don't talk so much about rice production and some of the things that we don't do for improve on the rice production and how farmers and they produce rice. Now let's talk about other crops them where people know say na them then they grow na Salon, and most time na them the citizens then they eat. For example, the lunge yabas, na one we been popular na citizens them mouth. Well, flakes or they see citizens them then they go na market buy imported yabas. The lunge yabas will be the flood the market. People they see again na the market them. Waiting really happen with some crops them when they grow na Salon and how then they come na the market.
Yeah, Canada also we see NIMEC, the ministry will design a program also we call EVDP, added value project, where would they deal with 60% rest. The other percentage, and this money is for farmer support, so that then we go intensify the vegetable production, including onions, so that we will reduce the import bill of onions equally. And that goes also with other products like poultry product and the same. So it is unfortunate that people they get involved in agriculture.
But the space there for let the people and get involved in agriculture.
Yes, the space there. Will they create the space now? Maybe the space not be there.
So with all the space and encouragement, why you think say people and still not get involved?
No, I mean they were not getting involved. But now when we then they all sustainable. What is sustainable? Now the tools then within they work with would make them available so that at least through them farm services center and so they know they exist. And then so they can make use of it.
Talking about the local crops them, Mr. Minister, some of the reason them why they get access to them even if you go to the marketplaces them, we talk to the local farmers.
Firstly, the way where they do feeder road is wrong and bad and in fact a wasteful, not cost effective. There are better ways now people that they do feeder roads. That system, $20 million in this IFAD program for feeder roads, and these are the methods.
But the money that will be done there. IFAD be don't make that budget.
No, it not been there. This now we don't bring and come. Waiting IFAD be bring come, it don't done. Waiting we meet. The project is coming to an end in this September.
Now they tell you they still get existing projects them under the agricultural sector for make feeder roads then?
Well, the one that they been get, as far as we know, we mean they don't do almost everything.
So you want to say no project, no do you meet with the working line with right now from the past administration?
No, there are projects. If we look at feeder roads, if we say talk about feeder roads, projects that be done there.
Okay.
But then projects they be almost they don't done.
Promote the agricultural sector.
African Development Bank don dey help African country them for reduce poor and boost economic activity them to country where they be aim per development. Salon na one country where they don dey give help to, and because them believe say good agricultural sector na any country they help bring development, make them decide for put money in the agricultural sector na.
With our own support, for work together with ADB. ADB is coming with $11 million, and the government of Sierra Leone is coming with $1 million in kind, so that at least we go implement this project. We don't sit down with the African Development Bank. We don't design a way how we want to use this money. One, we don't provide processing facilities where if farmers then grow their rice, they harvest, then get outside in the bring and come with a meal, design several projects so that each one they connect each other. Because the problem is big, is huge, na Salon. You not go solve it overnight, and you not go where go make full self-sufficiency by 2023. We don't get far, we don't achieve them.
Where it is signed the agreement with the Ministry of Agriculture and the African Development Bank on how for use this couple. The Minister of Finance, Jacob Jusu Safa, say the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development go to monitor this project, and the Ministry of Finance go oversee and see say this project done the exact same way it for done.
And I will speak to my colleagues also to take the project as any other project funded from the government. It's your project. That's important. The land ministries will take the full lead in the implementation design. Of course, implementation is solely the business of the land ministry or other agencies as defined by the agreement. Just in case they want to use contractors to implement or they want to use NGOs to implement, but they must have agreed on it. But what is critical here is that whenever we agree on today, we are signing today, we have to do the blueprint. If for any reason the minister or the executive agency goes back and decides to change anything, you don't change when against the Bible. You have to come back to me and we negotiate it. If there's anything you realize is missing in this document, which I'm signing today, that's the rule of the governors, which I'm signing today. You want to go against it, you just cannot do it like that.
Inside the signing ceremony, the National Revenue Authority, NRA, be received but $1.4 million for boost the revenue collection. For Radio Democracy, me, Nawaniga Uja.
The program Good Morning Salon still continue, and we come over now to the Minister of Agriculture, Joseph Jonathan Danema. We don't talk about the different things we don't do as we for push the agricultural sector go before. Mr. Minister, now we'll look at the private investor them. We don't show interest so far for agricultural business. What think can be the key focus of the investor there? So we can say they want to invest or get interest in the agricultural sector in Salon.
Well, what we do, we plan. We hinge on within the new direction manifesto. It be not talk say we go do. We hinge on waiting His Excellency the President be not proclaim in Parliament for say for do. So each one where they come, now they with the points there. So then they look with plan. They say, okay, we go do this, we go do this, we go do this. So that's so we don't they work. Not that we not they allow policy for come outside or any side for can't tell we say, hey, are we able to do this? No, it has to fall within the National Development Plan first.
Okay.
And then from National Development Plan, now we make we own National Agricultural Transformation Plan. And when you can't fall within that. So all the programs that we've done with itself, like the Sala Group for Tomabom, the same thing, like the Dignity Services Group from Belgium, now the same thing, like the Papillon from Germany, now the same thing. So all of them, they fall within waiting we say we don't plan for do, and we know and we believe if they all play their own part, we go achieve within His
So
Excellency President
looking
one.
at 5 investor and more where you say don't come, but yet still we're not able to attain food sustainability. We're not the essence of the investor there, so we still would they be in for producing them where we for able to produce.
Well, then just they come. So then just they come.
Over
So,
a year now, then just they come.
no, yeah, of course. I mean, this not to tea where you dey go cake, you dey go to market, you go buy, you can't begin eat am. No, it involves a lot of negotiations, a long meetings, long planning, long discussions. It takes so long. So therefore, they are just coming. I'm confident. I'm reporting now. Some of the discussion where they hold, I know they talk about them because I'm not sure.
A statement about this development once more.
Yeah.
This other one will continue to take more message. Okay, you go respond. This
Okay.
other message, but the report from Morocco, they say, I wish Didra Chestnut all the best in Morocco. 100% confidence.
Since you are giving to the people of Sierra Leone about the food diversification, rice is not only the sustainable food in the country.
More message inside the program, and this one they say, wanna be realistic about this rice issue now, because for the past 10 to 15 years up to now, not the same story. We want to see things in the happen, and not so much policy, pen and paperwork.
Well, from their messages, then they quickly would take walkabouts. Then we will come to Jonathan Danema, the Minister of Agriculture, for response to text messages them where people and send at the program.
But this logical department will tell with it, so go happy, man, push more. Nine boating call me attend to the walkabout at the so it's a boy you say if this logical department they will give them that couple with them that for you know say they will do their work fine. Now that thing they are not to them people and they not get it done though. Nothing. Not to give them bad name show. Now I they look me weather forecast by WhatsApp. Ate we are moving and that. Ate PPSL party PPSL party. Ate the Canada people will what they see now the pull check for this position at the PPSL party. I don't they say kid man. They look so man. I know I can. I don't look, I don't perform. But at the begin scrutinize man. At the begin scrutinize people. At the now. Bolly vam, bolly talk. That man with Gaga still no can at the commission it. I say talk and do me not your walkabout.
Well, from walkabout we come over to the Minister of Agriculture. We go respond, but Mr. Minister, before you respond, let's take this message. I already say, Mr. Minister, you have to make a while the sunshine. We're not going to able to wait till 2023. Well, from that last message day, the Minister of Agriculture, Joseph Jonathan Danema, go respond to the message and we don't come.
Yeah, thank you, Saptu. Yes, I will respond to the message that will come. The first one is say the ministry not able to produce single farm. The ministry not they produce farm. The role of the ministry now for create the environment. Not to the ministry they do the farming. The ministry just they work with farmers. If you decide for be a farmer, then the ministry go work with you for produce. Now when you come to Tomabone, the person rightly describe the component of the Tomabone project. That is correct. And that component still stands. Now, when you say, yeah, the volume of the investment and government your own part will be for count with, definitely government not able to count with that 100 million because we may not work assiduously for get that money, but we not able to count with that 100 million. What we did, because for not to say we're not able, but for get time, it will take time, and Tomabone we don't want to waste time with them. So what you do? We open up Tomabone to international tender. We open up so we don't get more people coming in, or to a point that now we they select now who that for work, who that not for work. So that one, all what have been talks involved in Tomabone, the plan still stands. Now we they carry on, and we don't get the people then we will do the work. Now, somebody say everything on paper, the same as policies. On paper, yeah, of course. I mean, you have to start with paper. If you don't do your paper properly, that's why people failed, because they never planned properly. Now we have done that. We don't do homework. We know exactly what they do. We don't begin now for unfold. So, and agriculture, not
I get a lot na policy level, na the implementation. I think
now they can now implementation. This has to be implemented by the people. Not to ministry they go take cutlass and hoe or tractor. Not to ministry. The minister of
planning.
No,
how you look at how the agricultural sector, where you say you meet, things say people want to see things happening. Now one gets access to your local food and everything. You don't overplan
too much. See things happen, and we are also part of the people. We all want to see things happen, but we have to see them happen on a sustainable basis. And all which we don't put in place, we are confident things will happen. Before we don't get the money there, we don't get the private sector people there for play with. So
this one I will give them tractor there.
As I begin for talker, we dey set up the farm services center. We dey get a place inside them machines that go there. If you want farm, you can dey. The ABC then go still there. The ABCs then say go come to the farm services center and get whatever they want to have for do their work. Understand? So these farm services center, they are not replacing ABCs. The ABCs then go there. Understand?
But somebody will say now a replica of waiting the ABC
for happen. So we don't define waiting for happen. So therefore